The psychology of women who push men away and don't even know it. She wants closeness more than anything else, but every time a man gets too close, she finds a way to push him away. Not on purpose, not consciously, it just happens on its own. If several points in this video hit painfully close to home, watch until the end, because understanding the pattern is the first step toward changing it. Introduction. This isn't a video about how to keep a man. This is a video about how attachment actually works based on real research in attachment theory, starting with the work of John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth and extending to modern data on how childhood experience shapes behavior in adult relationships. Point 1. She tests men without realizing it. When things get too good, she suddenly turns cold, cancels plans, loses her phone for 2 days. This is called protest behavior, a term from psychiatrist John Bowlby's work, expanded in modern attachment literature. Amir Levin, Rachel Heller, Attached, based on clinical observation and attachment style research. The anxious attachment type unconsciously tests the partner. If I pull away, will he chase me or disappear? This isn't manipulation, it's an ancient mechanism inherited from the attachment system, which evolutionarily existed to keep a caregiver close to a child. Point 2. Chronic hyperindependence. She says, "I don't need anyone," and genuinely believes it, refuses to ask for help, gets angry when a partner tries to take care of her. Research by Mary Ainsworth, The Strange Situation, 1970s, identified the avoidant attachment style, a pattern where a child learned in childhood that the need for closeness went unmet or was punished, and adapted by suppressing the need itself. In adulthood, this shows up as compulsive self-sufficiency, not because closeness isn't wanted, but because asking for it once wasn't safe. Point 3. She devalues good treatment. A man is attentive, reliable, consistent, and she loses interest. Meanwhile, unpredictable partners pull her in harder. This connects to the intermittent reinforcement effect, a principle from B.F. Skinner's classic work on operant conditioning. Unpredictable reward creates a stronger behavioral bond than stable reward does. The brain literally gets hooked on uncertainty more than stability. Confirmed as well in neurobiological research on the dopamine system. Wolfram Schultz's work on prediction error and dopamine response. Point 4. She finds flaws exactly when things get serious. Everything was fine. Then suddenly, he's too boring. Something's off with him, even though none of that mattered before. Psychologist John Gottman, through decades of couples research at the University of Washington's Love Lab, describes a similar defense mechanism. But the key concept here is broader: fear of intimacy, researched by psychologist Diane Daskutner and Mark Thelen. Daskutner and Thelen, 1991, who developed the fear of intimacy scale. The closer the bond becomes, the higher the anxiety about losing control, and the brain searches for a rational excuse to retreat first. Point 5. She subconsciously chooses unavailable partners. Married men, men living in another country, emotionally distant men, the same type, over and over again. This aligns with the theory of repetition compulsion in the psychodynamic tradition, originally described by Freud, later reworked in modern attachment thinking through Bowlby's concept of internal working models. An unconscious drive to recreate a familiar, even if painful, relationship dynamic from childhood, because the familiar feels safe, even when it's harmful. Point 6. She interprets any criticism as rejection. A partner says, "It would mean a lot if you called more often," and she hears, "I'm not good enough for you." This connects to research on rejection sensitivity, a concept developed by psychologists Geraldine Downey and Scott Feldman, 1996, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. People with high rejection sensitivity tend to expect rejection in advance, overreact to it, and this often provokes the exact partner behavior they feared in the first place, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Conclusion. None of these patterns are a diagnosis or a life sentence. They're adaptations that once helped someone survive emotionally. Attachment-based therapy and honest self-reflection, according to longitudinal research such as Mary Main's work on earned secure attachment, show that attachment style can change in adulthood. If you recognized yourself in at least 2 of these points, comment which number. And if this video was helpful, subscribe because this channel covers exactly this kind of relationship psychology.